Hi, I'm Claire Hundley, and I'm here to give a shout out to St. Luke for Wednesday.comm classes. They provide us, they fill both our physical and our spiritual hunger by the classes and the delicious meals that we get and the fellowship with an intergenerational group. Why do I like it so much? Well, let me tell you the ways. But probably you need to know a little bit of my history first. When John Duff and I talked about this tape, he suggested that I might want to share a little bit of my story, and I said, I don't do that. That's too hard. But as we all know, God doesn't always allow us to stay in our comfort zones. So here goes. But first of all, you need to realize that what I'm going to tell you is not meant to be a downer, and you better not take it that way. I came to St. Luke about 12 years ago wanting to grow in my spiritual journey. I wanted to learn more, and Wednesday.comm was a perfect way they just fit right in with my desire to learn. But soon after I came to St. Luke, life happened, as it does to all of us at one time or another. We all have life stories, and if you all get to be as fortunate as I am at my age, we'll all have parts of our life story that we wish were different, and so it was with me. Soon after I came to St. Luke, my youngest daughter, at age 19, developed the same rare cancer that had claimed my husband's life 8 years earlier, and I became a remote person. I did not want questions. I did not really want anyone to know anything about my life. After 8 years of very courageous living, my daughter died at 27, leaving a 9-month-old baby and a very kind husband, and I became even more remote. I entered and exited church services very quickly so that no one would ask me questions and I wouldn't fall apart. Wednesday.comm has been a huge help as I am beginning to heal. The small class size has allowed me to open my heart and my life a little bit. And I have learned so much in the classes, like Jim Beidelman's wonderful class on the Holy Spirit, or Wendell Barnett's class on Calvinism versus Methodism. I had always been leery about predestination, and after that class, I am even more glad than ever that I am a Methodist. But even more than the knowledge that I learned was the way that my faith and my trust in God has increased from classes like Sue Lord's class on prayer, where we shared prayer concerns and prayed for each other. One very special class for me occurred last semester. The church bulletin described this class as a class where we would share faith journeys. It was a class facilitated by Jennifer Baker. I had heard Jennifer pray in class, and I was looking for community in a small group, so I knew that class would be an exciting adventure. But when I entered the class, I was at least 30 years older than almost everyone in there. I was too embarrassed to get up and leave. But boy, as the weeks went on, I just began to look forward so much to meeting with those wonderful young people. They helped me feel closer to my daughters who live out of state, and they reminded me of the ups and downs of child rearing, and I just marveled at their faith as they balanced lives, jobs, parenting, church services, all different kinds of things. I am so glad that I was able to cross paths with these women who probably I would not normally get to know because of the difference in our age and our place in life. And I can call them by name now when I see them on Sunday mornings, although I'm not very good at names. So if I don't call you by name, it's not because I don't want to. But it just was a wonderful thing for me. So even though I felt like was in the wrong class, it was the perfect class for me. And I learned so very much in that class. So I would challenge you all to take a Wednesday.comm class. Perhaps even get out of your comfort zone and take one that's a little bit different than one you might expect. Heck, we have so many offerings here at church. Well, there's one on fantasy football, and if I had the nerve, I'd take that class so that I could communicate and understand my son-in-laws better during the fall football season. But I don't have the nerve to do that quite yet. Not yet. But how lucky we are at St. Luke to first of all have our bodies fed, and then to be able to have our spiritual needs met in these small classes. And keep in mind that when you're in class, that person sitting next to you might be someone like me who's trying to heal, who's trying to become not remote anymore, who's trying to get out of that remote stage, and who's wanting community with fellow believers just like you. Thank you.